Hey everyone, James Hugadall. Thanks for joining my channel. Hey guys, I want to do a review today, a good book review, and it's based off of The Magic of Thinking Big, all right, by David Schwartz. This is an amazing book. This is a great book. I perused it a few times, getting through it, digging into it, and it lines up with a lot about what I've been teaching in a lot of my videos over the past little while, and that is that you really got to set big goals for yourself, and you got to set goals far bigger than you actually think you need to, because that will push you further and further and further. Because if you're just setting little goals that are easily achievable, yeah, you're gonna hit them, most likely you will, but the thing is, you have the potential to go so much farther than that, you guys. And this is what I want to talk to you about: setting huge goals, thinking big, achieving massive results that go so much further and beyond than anything you ever thought possible that you could do. Because here's the thing, here's the truth, you guys. Anyone who's ever become anything started in the same place as you. And maybe that means that you're from a low-income family, or a middle-class family, or even upper-class family. People who have had massive success in life. I'm not talking about just financial life and business life, guys. I'm talking about people that have developed spiritually and who have become pastors and leaders, not only in the Christian world but in other religions as well. Have started at the bottom or in the middle, and they just pursued God. They pursued their goals and their passions. Then we can talk about business people who have started at the bottom, in the middle. A lot of times I think about Andy Frisella, the founder with his brother of First Form Supplements, guys. These guys hustled and grinded for 10 years, came from a middle-class family, and now they do 9 figures a year. And these guys are making huge bank, very successful. But they just started kind of lower. They weren't millionaires already. They didn't come from wealthy families. But they had big goals, big dreams, massive. And they went after them. And they had failures along the way. But they changed their mindset. They thought about positivity. They started pursuing higher goals and dreams and aspirations, and they set at the beginning. And so this is the process of life. We always got to be thinking bigger, because as a pastor, you guys, I have to encourage you and let you know that God created you in His image and in His likeness, so that you can create, that you can dream big, so that you can do the impossible. And from my opinion, if you got God on your side, you can do it all the more easier, because there's no fear that takes over you. You got the power of God in your back. But listen, many of you guys might not be believers, and that's totally fine. I want to encourage you to set big goals, big dreams, have a big heart for things. Whatever you're passionate about, run after it. And don't go slow, run after it, man. Dominate it. So let's look at The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Okay. His first point is, number 1, believe you can succeed, and you will. You have to have belief in yourself. You have to trust yourself. Trust the process. All right? Belief is the key foundation. Believing you can succeed. Believing you can achieve that which you set your mind to, what you set your goals to. That's the start, you guys. Belief. When you believe I can do it, the how to do it comes afterwards. Because you can't figure it out all at once. You're not going to know the exact process. But if you could believe you can do a thing and you go after it, the how-to will develop. That's from David Schwartz. Okay, I believe that myself. Number 2, sub-point of this first one, right? Believe you can succeed and you will. All right, you have to change your thinking in order to have the proper belief. So you have to think success, you have to speak success, and then success will follow. You can't speak negativity, you can't speak failure. All right, you can't speak lack and poverty. You got to speak abundance, all right? You got to speak that you can do it. That you are better than you think you are. You're more than you think you are. You are important. There is infinite potential within you, and you have to understand that and go after it. And nothing's going to stop you if you do that. He says, believe big. The size of your success is determined on how big you can believe. All right? Number 2, cure yourself of excusitis. Stop making excuses. This is what he's saying. Don't make excuses about your health. Don't make excuses about your financial situation. Don't make excuses about your looks, how you feel, how you act. along with excusitis, people talk about their health. If you're trying to have fitness goals, you're thinking of big, you want to get really in shape, you want to do a fitness show, all right? Well, you say, I don't feel good, I have a cold, I can't work out today, I can't eat healthy, I just want to have ice cream and soda, it soothes me, it makes me feel good. No, you need to stop that. That's something that he says it needs to stop. You got to stop making excuses about your health. Is important. You got to stop making excuses about your finances, that you don't have a good enough job, or that you always have bills to pay. There's never enough. The excuses have to stop, and you got to start believing bigger. You got to change it from being full of excuses to being full of gratitude. Remember, I just made a video about gratitude? Wake up in the morning, be grateful for your day, be grateful for what you've got, grateful to be alive, grateful for your family, your friends, for your job, for what little money you may have or what great amount of money you might have. Be grateful that you have breath in your lungs. Be grateful for the opportunity that's coming for you today. Believe in it. Thank God for all his blessings that are poured out for you to succeed in life. The fact that you're born, the odds of you being born are so astronomical. You can be grateful for that. There's other things like, you got to have brains to succeed. Well, you don't need brains to succeed. You don't need to have an IQ that's greater than Einstein's. You got to have grit. You got to have heart. You got to recognize that you have so much potential up in your mind and stored up in your heart. And we overemphasize other people's abilities and gifts, but the truth of the matter is we have gifts and abilities that can match or exceed anyone else's if we're willing to put in the work. So he says, cure yourself of excusitis. Destroy the failure disease. So it can happen in your mind, all right? You got to think big, man. You got to think big. You got to think huge, okay? So then the next point, the third point is build confidence and destroy fear. Action cures fear. Indecision, postponement, on the other hand, fertilizes fear. It's like when people go to apply for a job, and they're hurting for money. They'll just take anything that comes. And maybe sometimes that you need to do that. But if you can have heart to go after what you really want and just recognize that you can get what you're going after, you'll get the job that you want. You got to think big. You got to use big, positive, cheerful words and phrases to describe how you feel. I feel absolutely astounding today. I am blessed beyond measure. Oh man, I am abundant in my life. I'm so strong. I'm strong like bull. All right? Bright, cheerful, favorable words and phrases to describe other people. I have the most stunning, beautiful, attractive, lovely wife in the world. My children are incredibly amazing and talented human beings, and they're going to go to the moon. They are fantastic. You got to use positive language to encourage other people and yourself. And then use positive words to outline your plans towards others. To think big, David Schwartz says you got to use visualization. You got to see things as how they could be, not as how they are. You got to visualize in your mind what you want to see, what you want to create, what you want to have happen in your life. And not just where you are at right now. You can't just focus on today only. You can't focus only on your current circumstance. You got to think so big, guys. You got to think massive. You got to see yourself, all right, where you want to be. Whether it's fitness goals, being absolutely shredded and ripped, six-pack abs, rippling biceps, squatting massive weight, whatever it might be. Or you got to see yourself sitting in the office of your dream job or your own career, at the 99th floor, okay? Have this biggest skyscraper in your city. You got to see yourself speaking on stage in front of thousands of people, with them engaged in your words, mesmerized by them, with you impacting lives. You can't see yourself as just sweeping floors as a janitor, even if that's what you're doing. Think bigger, visualize bigger. Because the top level leaders in all walks of life, they spend much more time thinking about what they want to achieve and asking for advice from people who have already achieved those things than they do by seeking out the ideas of people that are beneath them in their industry and in their organization, okay? So you got to visualize big. You got to look to where people are at. Go after them. You got to call them up. Maybe you can get through. Maybe you can try calling Elon Musk. Why not? Give it a shot, man. Maybe you can call Grant Cardone. Who knows? Maybe you can call Carl Lentz. Try it. Maybe you'll get through. Ask him for advice. What should I do next? This is where I'm at right now. Because he goes on to say that you are exactly who you think you are. So ask yourself, who do you think you are? How do you answer when someone asks that? Man, when as a believer in God, I said, well, hey, I'm a Christian, but I'm more than that. I'm a son of the Most High God. All right? I'm a pastor. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm special. I'm unique. I am abundant. I'm prosperous, man. I'm wealthy beyond measure. You have no idea the things that I'm capable of, the things that I'm about to do. These are the ways we got to talk about ourselves. Don't say, oh man, I'm just so depressed. Dude, I'm broke. I can't get a job, man. My girlfriend left me. I got kicked out of the house. I'm useless. No, you can't get those words out of your mind, man. Get that out of your heart. You got to think bigger. You got to turn that negative into a positive and take off in life. So the next point is manage your environments. Go first class. This is what he says. Go all the way. All right, you got to manage your environment. Who you're hanging around with, what you're letting influence you, what you're reading, what you're watching. Don't surrender to your environment, is what he's saying. If you're currently a janitor at a school, but you want to be the CEO of a massive organization, maybe your own organization, then you got to live that in your mind. Don't rationalize where you're at, doing what you're at, saying it's okay, I can't do that thing, I can't reach that goal, I can't achieve greatness, but I can sure push a broom. I do good here. I do good work scrubbing toilets. Well, yeah, you probably do, but the thing is, you don't get stuck in it, man. Don't get stuck in it. Think bigger. Go higher. Move further. That's the key. Keep pushing yourself. Seek advice. You got to speak to people that are successful already. Not people that have failed and failed and failed and failed and are giving you failure advice. You got to talk to people who have failed, learned from that mistake, moved on, advanced, and achieved what they were going after. Because failure comes along the way, but it's those who get stuck in the failure and the lack and the idea that they can't achieve anymore, that they don't progress. But it's the people that learn from that failure, get up, dust themselves off, move on, move forward, don't make that same mistake again. Those are the people that end up being bosses, that being leaders, that end up being influencers. And he says, make your attitude your ally. And he said, keep digging into people. Keep asking them questions. Keep pursuing them. Hound them. Find out who they really are and be genuinely engaged with their responses, and gems will come out. He says, serve other people. Serve them. Show that you're really engaged with them. Help them out, man. Be a blessing to them. Put service first, and money takes care of itself. And that's the truth. That's what I've been learning from a lot of people, mentors and leaders, is that you got to serve first. Give of yourself first. And you meet other people's needs. Man, then all your needs are met. Because people respect you. They trust you. They want to take care of you. It's the law of reciprocity. It's the law of sowing and reaping. It's the law of faith and action. Serving. And then I remember from the Bible, wow, who was Jesus? Jesus was the King of Kings, yet he came not to be served by others. He came to serve. Man, he gave us the example for everything, guys. And you got to think right towards people. Success depends on the support of other people. And the only hurdle between you and what you want is to be in support of other people. You got to lift people up. You got to pull them up when they're down. You got to support them, engage with them, speak life and positivity into their situation. That's the key, man. That's how you build people up. And that's what successful people do. So in order to support other people, you got to listen to them and not only talk about yourself. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So he's saying listen, engage, be genuinely engaged with what they're having to say. Take it in, Learn from them. Let them share themselves what they're doing. And I think he gets this from How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, because I remember that was a huge part of what Dale had to teach, is just that you got to listen, ask questions about themselves, and just let people talk about themselves. That's the key. That's how successful people speak to others. And then he says, get the action habit. Here's the thing. You got goals, you got big goals, you're dreaming big. Now you got to take action towards them. And action crushes fear every time. Action crushes doubt every time. And the only way to start, guys, whatever it is you're doing, whatever path you're on, whatever you want to start, even for me, making YouTube videos every day, I had to start. So you got to start, you got to move, you're going to make mistakes, but you got to keep going, you got to keep moving, you got to run after it. When I first started preaching, I wasn't very good. I wasn't very engaging. I read my sermon like a speech, page after page. But as the years have gone by, I've got better at speaking in public. I've got better at engaging with the audience. I've got better at teaching and instructing and getting people to laugh and interact with me. And so you got to start whatever you're going for, whatever you're trying to get across, you got to start. And you got to turn defeat into victory. If you're feeling mediocre, you're feeling defeated. But you got to endure. You got to take action through defeat, through mediocrity, and realize that you are not mediocre at all. You are more than a conqueror. You are important. You are special. You are talented. There's nothing you can't do. You just got to run after it. Then you got to set goals. Big goals. I talked about this. You got to set goals, you guys. You got to set goals to live longer. And he says this. He says, no, so I'm kind of reading off my screen a little bit over here, off my notes. He says, no medicine in the world is as powerful in bringing about long life as is the desire to do something. And I saw this for myself with my grandpa. All right, he came from Norway with $50 in the 50s. Came to Edmonton, Canada, started a construction business. Came to my city in Prince George, started a construction business when things were booming. All right. And then he lived till he was 86, and though he was riddled with cancer, he had such a desire to see his son succeed in the business that it extended his life, I'm sure, by 5 years. And he kept saying, I'm not ready to go yet. I'm not done with this thing. When you have a goal, man, and when you want to live to see something done, boy, it can take you places. It can take you places. It can extend your life. It can cause you to get up in the most excruciating pain and keep going. Look at David Goggins, man, the toughest athlete alive. Look him up, David Goggins. Guy ran 100 miles on broken feet, shin splints, pooped his pants, and he kept going. Man, 100 miles in 24 hours. This is the ability to lead other people. So unless you're doing the thing that you want to accomplish, no one else in your organization is going to be doing it as well. You have to lead. Leadership always starts at the head and flows down. All right? When leadership is lazy, when leadership is mediocre, an organization becomes mediocre, and everything else flows from the leadership. If leadership is driven, is setting a vision and goals, and is achieving those things, building up people underneath them, supporting them, encouraging them, speaking life into them, also correcting them when they need correction, guiding them along. Wow, that's what leadership's all about. It's like servant leadership. It's like you're helping your team be better in themselves so that maybe one day they can take off and create another company that may be better than your own, but you take pride in that because they've learned from you how to succeed. 4 leadership principles. Trade minds with people you want to influence. Apply the be human rule in dealing with others. Think progress, believe in progress, push for progress, and take time to confer with yourself. So to trade minds with the people you want to influence, it's, get around the people that you want to influence. Ask them questions. Hit the streets. Are you trying to sell something? Show them your product. Ask them what they think about them. Get them to hold it, touch it, taste it, experience it. What do they think about it? Get a review on the street about it. And then the be human principle is just to treat other people how you would want to be treated. Show them that you put them first, not just your organization or your product or your sales or whatever you're trying to do. Put people first, and then you'll be rewarded. Think improvement in everything that you do, okay? When you think progress, believe in progress, push for progress. You got to think about really high standards in everything that you do, honesty and integrity. And over a period of time, this is what Schwartz is saying, is that your subordinates tend to become carbon copies of their chief. And that's what I was just talking about. Be sure that the master copy is a worthy duplicate, is worthy of being duplicated. So when you're at home, you're at work, you're in the community, go after it, be excellent in everything you do. And then when you take time to confer with yourself, you tap into what he says, your supreme thinking power. And so he says, manage solitude pays off. So that means you get away, you get to a quiet space. Maybe it's in your office with the lights turned down. You just think. You just let your thoughts wash over you about what you're doing, what your goals are, what you're achieving. So he says, spend some time alone every day just for thinking, all right? And use it to find solutions for personal, business, family, ministry problems, whatever it might be. All right? And so those are kind of the 12 principles of the magic of thinking big. All right, I know I kind of rambled a bit, guys, but it's exciting to me. It's exciting to me. So if you haven't read The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, I mean, it's been out for a while, guys. It's been out for quite a while. And millions of copies have been sold. It's helped a lot of people all over the place. I would encourage you to check it out. There'll be a link below to Amazon. You can get it shipped to your place overnight. Take a look, guys. If you like this channel, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's chat. Take care. Bye.